already started this and I forgot to record, but I'm going to record it now. And what I actually did first off was a jelly plate image there with black gesso. Now I'm using this lovely turquoisey colour and I'm coming in, I've put my stencil down and I'm coming in and pressing my jelly plate into it and then taking off my stencil very carefully. There you go. And this is going to be the background for my Collage Weekly. And I'm just going to do another one here. There you go. Just about got enough paint, I think. I'm going to do another one about here. And I'm stamping the jelly paint and the paint through the stencil. But now, because I have this still on my jelly plate, I'm going to come in and hopefully get a ghosting image. Let's see what happens. Oh, and I did, and it's nearly cleaned it. Very happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is actually come in and start from the beginning, but I said I forgot to video it. I did, but thank goodness I did forget to video it, because I actually got a black paint all over my hands, all over the desk, and I wasn't a happy bunny. So I'm glad I didn't video that part. Anyway, this is what it is now. It's the Collage Weekly number 9, and it says fairy tale. The first one, well, I am going to do fairy tale. I've cut out these fairy images here. Not usually a fairy person, but I quite like this one. So I cut out these fairy images here. There's a shoe. I might put the shoe there. Well, I'm not working out at the moment where to put it. I'll keep changing my mind. But anyway, that's the fairy images I'm going to be using. As I say, I've already fussy cut those out. Something that represents an event. That's the second one. Well, I'm not using that one this time round. An architectural element. Well, my architectural element is this Stampers Anonymous stamp, and I'm going to use this clock here. Could be Big Ben, it could be anything, but that's what I'm going to use there. So that's that. Dictionary page. Well, I have my dictionary page here, and I've taken out from the art section. It says art, and it's all everything about art there, all the artifact, art deco, art cinema. So that's going to be my dictionary page. Now a key. I have two dies here that are keys, and funny enough, the dies are a beautiful turquoise green, just turquoise blue, just like this paint I've used. And can I find them? No, they're here. I've been in the other room, I've indoors had a look. I cannot find them, but I will find them. So that's my keys. They're die cut, so I'm going to die cut them, and I'm going to die cut them with the paper here that the rubbish paper that I've braided thing. And then bonus, a postal stamp. Well, I have 3 postal stamps here. They're my 3 postal stamps, and I'm using those. But as I said, what I did first off for my background page, I had jelly plates, and Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamps, a good few years ago now, she brought out these plates that fit the jelly plate perfectly. So I used that, and what I did, I first sprayed black paint on there. Then while the black paint was still on there, I put my stencil down. Then I patted the stencil down with some paper over the top. I took the stencil off, I turned it around, and then I pressed straight down onto my page. Well, that gave me the positive, and because I still had the negative left on there, what I actually did was I put the negative on one of my other books, and before I tried the circles, I just wanted to see what the circles looked like, and the circles look beautiful. So I might just do one more for this page as well. If there's any paint left, let's see. Maybe not, but we might. Let's see what we get here. There you go. Might not get anything, but doesn't matter. Try. Oh, we did, but on the wrong page. Do you know, girls, it's just not my day today. Well, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to do now with this page is see if I can. I'm going to put another bit of paint down, just a tiny bit, and then I'll do another one. There you go. There you go. Not much at all. I put that on there like that. There you go. I'm going to do it differently and not put the paint all over it. There you go. Let's see. Oh, I should get a little image of something. And if I don't, it doesn't matter. But while I've got it all out, I wanted to. Oh, there you go. That's not bad. I don't think you could see it very much, but there you go. What a muck up today, girls. I think the problem is I'm looking for those keys. My eyes are hunting around here. Sorry, that went all thing. My eyes are hunting around here for the keys, and I just can't find them. Oh, I won't be able to settle until I do, but in the meantime, what I'm going to come in and do what I wanted to do. Because this was the positive, I think I'm saying it right, that it's the positive and the negative is the other one, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I'm going to bring this in, and it doesn't quite match up actually. It doesn't match up perfectly. It's leaving lots of spaces because it was quite gloopy and thick. I'm going to marry it up as much as I possibly can. Very quiet doing this, aren't I? There you go. Right. Still, my eyes are going round looking for those keys. Anyway, I have the Distress Oxides, and it's peacock feathers I decided to use, and I'm going to go over the stencil. This is a clarity brush as well, but I wanted to see what it'll give me. All playing around, girls, which is what we all love. Not sure how this is going to look when I've finished it, but can't be any worse than losing the dies. I think it's like everybody, you've got so much in your craft room that you put things down and you just can't see the wood for the trees. But there you go. Let's see what it looks like in a minute. I can already see it's going over the gesso. Right. Oh, that's nice. It's a bit ooh, am I seeing it right? But yeah, that'll do. It's a bit ooh, that's I quite like it though. I'd have to say that because I've done it. But very happy with that. And now I'm right, I'm not going to use the that was Distress Oxide peacock feathers that I used there. But because I have some sort of browny greens in the stamps there, and she's quite a browny green as well, I'm just going to get another brush. This is a different brush at the moment because I want to, what colour shall I use? Frayed burlap, does that look? No. Let me see. Antique linen might be a bit too pale, but let's have a look. Oh. Yes, I think it might be. I'm going to have to really brush to get a colour. I put that under the wrong way. What's that one? Ooh, vintage photo. Now, vintage photo might be too dark, but oh, no. Let's give it a go with some vintage photo. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, I go very lightly with it. There you go. Let's take these off. Oh, I'll lose those otherwise. How can I lose them? They were here. There you go. That's it. I just wanted to go around the edge there. These brushes, I don't know why, I tend to prefer these ones than the clarity ones. They're ink dusters. Oh, Inkylicious. That's what these are. And they're really good. I don't know why, but they've always been my sort of go-to. Maybe it's because they're on a carousel round at the back of me and they're easy to get to. So that's probably what it is. And I tend to keep my clarity ones flat in a box, so maybe that's what it is. Do you know what I'm going to do? I can see if I can do it. I'm going to put a little bit, busy, isn't it, girls, eh? But it's a background, so it doesn't matter how busy it is. That's the only trouble with stencils. You have to take care because they do. Oh, yeah. Okay. Happy with that. Now let's do this. But they do tend to catch with brushes. Ooh, yeah. As I said, this is quite busy, this one, this time round, but we can cover it if it gets too busy. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Definitely be a busy one this time, but that's okay. Oh, stop fiddling, Shirley, you're looking for those. I won't put that away at the moment. This is my going to come in and just rip this down here, and that's all the art bit there, talking about it, defining it, telling you what it means. So I'm going to just take the art bit out there. Let's rip this along here. Let's put the art on there. Where do I want my stamps to go? I tend to gravitate towards my right hand side all the time. Not sure why I do that. Let's put a stamp onto my art. Stamp there, and a stamp there. Let's do that because that looks nice, doesn't it? Let's have our fairy in the corner there. I have to stamp out my textural element. Do you know what I'm going to do? Or I'd like to do? Let's see. I need an acrylic block. Okay, back again. I found an acrylic block. Huge. Right. I think I might want to stamp this onto black card there with paint. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. Two chances. Oh yes, that looks beautiful. Absolutely. Right, I'm having that. Let me wipe this paint off straight away now. Sorry about this, girls, watching me clean off my stamp, but if I don't clean it off, then the paint is definitely going to seep into those beautiful textured marks on the rubber stamp, and then I won't, there we go, have a nice image again when I stamp it, because it will have paint on there. Right, gosh, that's nice. Oh, I do like that. There you go. Right, now this is going to go what I want now. Do I want to I'm going to rip it, just, that's all. Just rip it. There you go. Bit there. Bit there. Yes, I think that's better. Definitely. Now that's covering up most of the busyness, which I quite like. And I have to play around with these. But then somewhere along the line, can't stop fiddling, can I? And I've still got paint on there, so I might as well use it around the edge. There you go. It's a nice ripped edge, so it'll define it a bit more. Don't get any more on there, Shirley. There you go. There you go. Right. I'm going to put this away and clean it up later. There. Right. Let's side there. Well, so far I'm quite happy with that. She's, oh, got a little bit to cut out in there. Oh, how did I miss that? There you go. Let's get my little, it's not much actually, but it's, get my scissors and just chop that out. Glasses on, Shirley. There you go. I'm going to probably end up chopping off something I shouldn't, but so far I think it's nothing that's going to be of any use to the image. Let's there you go. There's a tiny little bit here that needs to come out as well. Not the best scissors I picked up. They're lovely scissors, lovely and sharp, but there's no point for this sort of work. There, that's that. There, that's better. So she can go on there. My art can go down there, I think. My other fairy can go down here with her kicking her shoe, someone's shoe. It's a fairy shoe. Oh, I don't like that there. I knew I'd cover it. What am I like? Just didn't go. And we've got a stamp here. There. We have a stamp there. We have a stamp there maybe. That looks quite nice, yes. Now there's not much more I can do, girls, until I find this. These keys, these die cut keys. I just don't know where to look. I bet I've done something stupid and put them away in a drawer or something. Anyway, I'm going to cut you off this time and then I'll come back. Hands up, all those who knew that I would gesso the background before I put everything on it. It was just a little bit too busy for me. I quite like it now. I think maybe I should have put a bit more gesso around the edges, but I'm not going to do anything else now. I'm very happy with it. And I die cut quite a few keys in the end, and I did find it. Well, both the dies. You'll never guess where I found it. Again, I hunted everywhere, opened drawers. I even looked in the back of the shelves in case I'd put them there or something stupid. But my iPad has a magnetic cover, and it's actually the keyboard as well as the iPad, and it's magnetic. So what did I do? I must have put the iPad down onto the metal dies, and then I opened my iPad, not realising that at the bottom was my metal dies. It was only when I picked everything up and I picked my iPad up to close it and I found them. Well, there you go anyway, they're found. So I just did one black one in the end, but quite happy with that. That's the way that it looks. Inspired by a fairy tale. Well, my fairy tale is just the pretty images I fussy cut out. I didn't go for something that represents an event, an architectural element, and that's the element there. Dictionary page is there, and that's with all the art writing explaining the definition of art. A key, well, there's my one key there, and postal stamps, well, 1, 2, 3 I put on there. So that's the page finished for this week, and am I glad I have had I had fun, because I've used things that I haven't used for a long time, but oh my goodness, what a, well, I can't think of a word to describe it. It wasn't a disaster, it was just one catastrophe after another after the black paint. And also I've realised in the video that it's been quite high winds here again today, and I have wind chimes right outside my chalet, and if anybody wonders what that noise is, it's my wind chimes. Well, I actually love them and I don't even notice them, which is sad now, but every now and again I do. But yeah, it's the wind chimes, the noise. Well, anyway, I'm signing off now, everybody, and I will be back tomorrow with another video, and that's going to be the drawing of the cards that as my giveaway. So I'll do a video and do the draw. That just came undone there. I'll do a video and we'll see who the winners are tomorrow. Okay, girls, bye.